I want to clarify something once and for all. Nobody knows the reason why my Twitter account was suspended. There's a lot of speculation going on, but there have been several articles written about it. Why? I have absolutely no idea why any self-respecting journalist would dedicate a second of their time to talk about a goofy guy like me, but apparently there are enough that want to write articles about this, but none of the journalists who looked into this were able to get an answer as to why my Twitter was suspended. In fact, Twitter said in a statement that they suspended my account because I broke rules, but they wouldn't say what rules I broke. And here's a kicker. I got literally no warnings about the rules that I supposedly broke. So everything you're hearing from anybody who's saying, oh, he was suspended for this reason or that reason, they don't know what they're talking about, and it's all speculation. I'm still looking into getting my Twitter back. Am I going to get it back? I don't know. When will I get it back? I have no idea. I've spoken to numerous people behind the scenes. I've tried every single way I can try, and I'm still trying. I'm not going to stop trying. But at the end of the day, how am I feeling about it? Actually, not that bad. It's actually been pretty good not having a Twitter, and I'm not saying that as a joke. I mean, I miss my daily interactions with those of you who would exclusively lose Twitter, but folks, Twitter is such a toxic platform. I was on it hours a day. I would see the most heinous things, people saying the most horrible things to each other, and honestly, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to experience that anymore on a daily basis. I mean, I miss all of you over on Twitter, but at the same time, it's been a great relief not having it. And, you know, I'm going to keep trying to get my account back. I'm not worried about it, and I don't think you should be worried either. I have an Instagram that I've linked below. If you want to, you know, keep up with the updates and what I'm doing, then Instagram is a place. For right now. And for anybody curious why I deactivated my personal Twitter, it was for several reasons, but the biggest one was I don't really want to be on a platform that will just deplatform somebody like that without a reason. And to say that old adage, if it happened to me, it could 100% happen to you too. And for anybody who's still thinking of speculating about the reasons why until something is actually announced, I don't see a reason why, you know, going out of your way to speculate about something that's not real. I mean, you got to have something more going on in your life than to be talking and speculating about the life of somebody who is literally so irrelevant. He hosts a show that's titled Irrelevant News. Paris Hilton has a new cooking show because, as we've seen before, every time she cooks, it ends super well. Ah, yes, folks, the best cooking shows start on the cereal aisle. In fact, in Gordon Ramsay's first ever episode on television, he picked up a box of Captain Crunch and stuffed it down his store clerk's throat.
Excuse me, sir? What do chives look like?
That's chives.
This is chives?
Yes.
What do I do with it?
Oh boy, folks, I feel so bad for Paris. She had to leave the butler at home. Must be so difficult having to figure out everything by herself.
Dining room will be filled with marshmallowy white balloons. I'll be wearing white sliving gloves. We'll have Frosted Flakes French toast garnished with marshmallows and a frittata as fluffy as a cloud.
You know, it's great to see that Paris still eats and thinks like a 12-year-old. When she has kids, it'll definitely pay off.
It smells so good. Right. Do this for 30 seconds.
You know that Paris's butler, Jeeves, is probably watching her doing all of this and having a heart attack.
Do you have a blender? This or that? Is that the same thing as a blender?
I don't know. My sisters use that all the time. It is. It is a blender.
Yes.
Blender.
Oh,
That.
Yeah.
This?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little known fact, folks, knowing what a blender is not a requirement of being a multimillionaire because you just pay everybody else to know it for you. Anyway, folks, I decided to start watching Love Island recently, and instead of picking it up from the beginning of the season or even the beginning of the show, I just decided to dive right in, right from the latest episode, and this was my favorite moment so far.
Got what you wanted. Got me fucking happy. That's what you did. I'm happy for you.
Do you think I went up to them?
So peoples.
Dear.
Watching Chloe call out Toby for the betrayal that he did in the last episode while somebody just awkwardly walks in, I am hooked. And now for some really serious and important news, folks. Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't really like to wash himself.
Jake Gyllenhaal says, I find bathing to be less necessary. Good manners and bad breath get you nowhere, so I do that. But I do think there's a whole world of not bathing that is really helpful for skin maintenance, and we naturally clean ourselves.
I think Jake's trying to tell us that he's a cat, and I can tell you folks right now that that's not going to work out too good.
These celebrities have more money than they know what to do with, and they still can't manage to be hygienic.
At the end of the day, being clean is for the plebes. Anybody who dedicates any amount of time to self-hygiene and self-maintenance instead of investing in cryptocurrencies or skydiving off the top of the Hagia Sophia is wasting their time.
Celebrities have decided to come out as gross and smelly.
And thank goodness that all the gross and smelly people are finally getting the representation that they deserve.
Heath Ledger when Jake spread his cheeks in Brokeback Mountain.
You know, folks, I actually suspect that this whole trend of not taking a shower possibly started during the pandemic. I feel like people got a little too comfortable staying at home, wearing pajamas, not having to worry about being around other people, and now they're trying to justify wanting to hold on to that lifestyle by just coming up with these theories that you can just go days, weeks, months without a shower. Now, I know there are certain things that you shouldn't be doing every day, like putting shampoo on your hair because it strips your head and your hair of all of its nutrients, but folks, I think that not taking a shower is where we should draw the line. Or perhaps this is just a perfume lobby trying to convince all of us that instead of showering, we should just douse ourselves in eau de toilette so we can smell like toilets. Anyway, folks, Kanye West did a pretty unusual live stream to celebrate the release of his new album, Donda.
I need the truth. Everything I do is solely for the broken juice. I just took over the mind with my index.
I think I've had enough of the nightmare fuel. So we have Hellraiser ascending up to heaven. Not sure if I should be scared or blown away. Anyway, folks, Jessie J recently said in an interview that Nicki Minaj asked to be on Bang Bang.
So Ariana stayed on the second verse, I recorded the first verse, and then Nicki was played it in the studio and was like, I've got to jump on this. We didn't go to her and ask. She wanted to do it. I'll never forget.
A good thing that Jessie didn't forget, folks, because I think Nicki wants to have a little talk with Jessie about her version of events.
Babe, Jessie J, I didn't hear the song and asked to get on it. The label asked me to get on it and paid me. How would I have heard the song? Child, what am I, the damn song monitor? Snooping around for songs, child? This was said by another artist recently as well. Y'all gotta stop. Love you.
Well, that's a nice way to slap someone over Twitter. Anyway, folks, Jessie later apologized on Instagram.
I'm sorry I got the story wrong all these years. I was told you heard the song and wanted to be on it by someone clearly gassing me up at the label. Bless them and my naive butt.
Isn't it great to see two musicians who can work things out? Unlike Tekashi 6ix9ine, who always seems to be going off about something, just like in this clip where he says that he was literally offered $20 million to fight Twitch streamer Aiden Ross.
How much was I was going to sign for the Aiden Ross shit?
20 million. Okay, so you telling me right now?
How much I was going to sign for that shit?
He told me 20. He said 20 million. He said 20 million.
Folks, I am so incredibly curious to know who in the right minds would offer Tekashi 6ix9ine $20 million to fight Twitch streamer Aiden Ross. I mean, I couldn't think of a single person.
What was the company called?
Social Gloves?
Social Clubs. They said, yo, we got 15 million. I said, yo, listen, make it 20.
Oh, this makes absolute sense, folks, that Austin McBroom's company, Social Gloves, allegedly offered Tekashi 6ix9ine $20 million to fight Aiden Ross because, as we've all seen over the last couple of weeks with all these lawsuits coming out, Austin definitely has the money to pay Tekashi 6ix9ine $20 million, which makes you feel kind of bad that Austin ended up not booking Tekashi 6ix9ine because who wouldn't love to see Tekashi 6ix9ine sue Austin McBroom for $20+ million? Worst case scenario, 6ix9ine rats Austin out to the feds. Anyway, folks, Catherine McBroom responded to allegations that James Harden was suing Austin McBroom to get back the $2 million that he invested in the YouTube versus TikTok boxing event.
Is James Harden really suing y'all? No, of course not. LiveX Live is paying people to create false stories. They're criminals, and that is not an opinion. It is a fact.
Well, I guess one defamation lawsuit isn't enough for the McBrooms. Anyway, folks, a TikToker responded to James Charles, calling her out in his latest video reviewing makeup looks.
You know what I'm noticing, though? I'm gonna clock the row over here. when she cuts like the final clip where she has the full makeup look on, looks stunning, by the way. It's different eyeliner. She did not keep on the same eyeliner that she did her little 1-2 swipe with. Gotcha good, gal. See, we're already one video and we're already to the scamming artistry of it all.
Nothing like a good bit of eyeliner drama to distract from all the serious things going on.
James Charles, not gonna lie, I think you owe me an apology for dragging me on the internet for your 24.9 million followers to see. I really appreciate the tag, too.
Folks, people don't seem to understand that James Charles doesn't have to tag or credit anyone in his videos. He has 20-something million subscribers. He can literally take whatever content he wants. In fact, he owns all the content on the internet.
Hey, yo, I've seen some people claiming I'm cloud chasing. Well, yes, I deserve something. I didn't even get a tag. It's my content, LMAO.
Correction, it's James Charles's content. You just happen to have your face in it. Now, palate cleanser.